Guys, I just watched Cats for the very first time in my life, and my god was it an experience. I've been putting this off for months and months and months and months and months, but I finally got down to it, and I'm just going to tell you about the film, my thoughts, and yeah, I'll start like I do with everything, a kind of a plot analysis sort of thing. We'll just tell you what the plot is. It's not going to take long, don't you worry about that. Basically what it is a tribe of cats must decide yearly which one will ascend to the Heaviside layer and come back to a new life. It's just a bunch of angelical cats running around doing a song and dance. That is this movie, and that is how short the plot goes. This plot is non-existent. Nothing really of any merit happens. The plot might as well not even be there. They might as well just had a movie of just singing cats and nothing else, because the plot is not there. This is not a movie. No plot at all. And we have a main character called Victoria the White Cat, and she descends down, and she's our main character and we're supposed to like her. Nothing likeable about her at all. She just walks around looking all confused, don't know what she's doing, follows around a load of other cats, sings a bit in this screechy awful voice, and she does absolutely nothing all film, and we're supposed to, I guess, like her. Nothing to like. Again, main character non-existent and is just terrible. Angelica the White Cat is painful as a main character, and I disliked her so much. Just walked around like, I mean, I would have looked the same if everyone else surrounding me looked like a fucking cat. A human-like, weird cat. But I don't think that's what the director will have wanted her to go for. But she did it anyway. And she's singing and barely singing. She just walks around confused doing nothing. And yeah, she adds nothing to this film. The main character is nothing. And I mean, what is a movie without a main character? At least a decent one. All the characters are intensely dislikable. And there's just too much singing. Like, I was just, when they was going into a song and dance, I was praying it would end, and they'd have at least a little bit of dialogue, just a bit, and then when it finally came down to having some dialogue, like, yes, here we go, we can actually listen to them talk for a bit. They talk for about 2 sentences, then boom, straight back to a stupid song and dance. They're just all dancing and singing. These songs aren't even good in any way. They're very boring, and you're just praying for it to end, you know. And when they have these huge, like, moments at the end, you know, they're all singing at the end, they're expecting it to really hit you, but it doesn't land at all. The music is just not good in this film. There's very, very few I enjoy, and most of them, in particular in the first whole, I'd say, hour of this film, every single song's crap. It's just not even, they're just all terrible. I don't like the first hour in particular of this film. It's just so intensely terrible. It's laughable. The CGI is just flat out laughable. The faces, the bodies, the hands. What the fuck were they doing with the hands? And it's just the way they move. Why do they float in the air when they jump to places? Why this weird movement? It's just ridiculous. Like, why was this ever attempted? Who thought having a bunch of cats running and doing a song and dance and moving like weirdos would have made any sense at all? At least make them look like cats. They just look like this creepy cosplay, weird, I don't even know. It's just weird. You'll know when you see it. The CGI is just laughably bad. £95 million budget, and that is the best they could conjure up. It is laughable. In this film, I was expecting it to be funny, like hilariously bad, and there were scenes where I just was laughing my head off at. In particular, when Idris Elba's bad cat comes in, who is just terrible, and he makes Judi Dench's cat walk the plank. Yep, that's right. Very evil guy, you know, making her walk the plank. It's just despicable, and it just made me laugh so much. Like, he's making her walk a plank. What the hell is this? Is it Pirates of the Caribbean or something? What is going on? And another scene, there's breakdancing cats. Yes, there's breakdancing cats, and they're wearing these white fresh trainers to do the dance moves in, and I just can't. I was just looking in disbelief while laughing my head off, like, why are these cats wearing fucking breakdancing shoes? It's just ridiculous. It just looks pathetic. The choreography was just... Who created the choreography for this film? The talent on show in this film is huge. Let's take Jason Derulo for example. We know just how good that guy is at dancing. His music videos, his TikToks, his performances live. We know how good this guy is. His dancing is great. His choreography when he does it is great. But the choreography they gave him for this film, it's just shit. They made this man who's incredible at dancing fucking awful. He was just parading around doing nothing all day. Obviously his singing was good because he's a good singer too, but you're expecting at least Jason Derulo's in this film. There's got to be some good dancing. There's not. There's not. They gave him nothing to work with. He was just there to stand and do these weird movements as well and not provide anything of any interest apart from make all the other cats horny. That's all he did. That's all he did all film. Walk around parading. You know, very self-centered little cat walking around with all these other cats following him, fainting to the ground like it's some sort of 2002 cartoon. It's just pathetic, man. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's like Nickelodeon type stuff. Nickelodeon type stuff. Terrible. It's funny because when I was watching it, I was looking at all this amazing talent on show. So many great people. Judi Dench, Ian McKellen, James Corden at times can be entertaining. You know, so many people. Jason Derulo, Taylor Swift. You know, it's just got an all-star cast of talent. Idris Elba, so much talent, and I just felt embarrassed for him. I felt sorry for him that this is what they were given. You know, it's obviously not their fault that they were given such a terrible script and painful CGI. You know, I just felt so sorry for him throughout the whole film. James Corden in this film is just simply not funny. He is the most irritating character in the world. He's just not funny. His cat gestures, this shit. Piss off. It's just not good, man. It's just terrible. Why is he doing that? And James Corden was just awful in this film. Painfully bad, cringe-worthy bad. Just awful. But there was actually someone who was even worse. Gandalf from Lord of the Rings, Sir Ian McKellen. What the fuck? What has happened? This man has gone from being Gandalf and being knighted by the Queen to now drinking water like a cat from a bowl and hissing at people. That is all he did. We had to watch him drink water from a bowl, which was just disturbing. And then all he did was do this horrible song that was just painfully bad. And then every time anything ever happened with Ian McKellen's character, he just went every time. All he did was hiss. All he did was hiss. It was just a laughably bad performance. And he's such a legend who's been in so many good things and he's a great actor. What the hell was he thinking? I mean, surely he must have thought, what am I doing with my life? Surely. He must have, I hope he got paid a lot. I really do. Because it was just painful to watch. He was so bad. There was just too much hissing. You know, everyone hissed. This hiss, oh my god, it was just so cringy and disgusting. And just like what nightmares are made of. You know, it's just, awful. And the way they greet each other, that weird thing when they're like hugging, that where they touch noses to look at each other and go like this on each other. Add that to the list of things that were just creepy. This film was creepy, man. Creepy. Cringeworthy. Just shit. This movie, apart from the odd hilariously bad moment, it was just so boring. I wanted to turn it off so badly. The only reason why I didn't is because I wanted to make a video talking about it, and I just wanted to be able to say I've watched Cats all the way through, because I feel like that's a really big achievement. I just don't think it just offered anything, man. It was so boring. The music, it just kept going and going and going. Endless stuff. Idris Elba's villain, it was just pathetic. That's all I'm going to say about that. Pathetic. All I saw was a waste of a very talented actor. That is all I saw from the villain. Offered nothing. He was just a dick who sat in a corner bitching about everyone. Oh, you know what? Forget it. I'm not talking about that guy. I guess some sort of spoiler. I don't think anyone will give a shit Victoria the white cat in the end becomes an angelical cat, which I don't understand at all, because what the fuck did she do to become an angelical cat apart from walk around being a tit all day doing nothing? She became one though, and fair enough I guess, but it didn't make sense. I don't understand how she became one, because she was the most insufferable main character I've actually ever seen on screen. When Taylor Swift's character does come in and they're throwing catnip on each other, what was that? And why was the catnip turning him into mush? Like it was some sort of like some sort of Viagra been thrown on him or something? It didn't make sense. The catnip thing, I don't understand. It made them all go loopy. Oh my god. It just doesn't work. All these humans going crazy over catnip and doing it in this weird sexual, creepy way. It didn't make sense. The catnip, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell. It's funny because Tom Hooper is a very good director. He's made very good films. And he's even made very good musicals. So how did he misjudge this one so badly? It worries me that he misjudged this one so bad. Could he possibly be in director's jail for this? Maybe. I would love to see him bounce back, because he has made some great films. More great films than he has bad films. It's just a shame that this one was so terribly bad. It's permanently damaged his reputation, and he's going to have to work his way back up from here, because he's really set the bar extremely low with this one. £95 million budget. He'll never be trusted with a budget like that, in my opinion, ever again. The movie flopped completely. It made 75 million back, lost loads of money, and there's no wonder. It's just terrible. It's a complete misjudgment. He should never have taken this movie on. It's just simply terrible. I will move on to things I actually quite liked, because like every film, you can't dislike everything. There's some things I did quite like. Rebel Wilson was actually quite entertaining. Her song and dance was shit, but she had a few one-liners that made me chuckle, and I actually thought were quite funny. But then she fucks off. She gets banished by Idris Elba, and then she's just laying on a ship for the rest of the film, which was great, you know. The one character I thought was quite funny just gets banished. You don't see her again, which is very annoying. But Rebel Wilson, some of her jokes didn't land, and her song and dance were terrible, but there were moments where she was actually funny. Another thing I actually thought was really catchy and had me singing along was the Mr. Mistopheles song. The magical Mr. Mistopheles. I love that, it was so catchy. There's a whole 20-minute sequence in this film that's actually pretty decent, and it had a few very good songs in it. The Taylor Swift song, also in that 20 minutes, was actually good. Apart from the catnip shite that happened, apart from that, it was actually very entertaining and good. I thought the song was very catchy, and the performance was actually entertaining, which was nice. And then there was also a tap dancing scene in this, which was by far, in my opinion, the best of the bunch. The tap dancing, the shot, there was a specific shot in this where they're tap dancing in this room, and then it like does a 360 turn, and then boom, they're on a train track with London in the background in the dark. It looks beautiful, and it's a very, very good shot. The one shot in the film that's actually good. And all this happens, the tap dancing, the Taylor Swift, and the magical Mr. Mistopheles song, actually all happens all in 20 minutes. That 20 minutes is actually pretty good. You know, like I said, the first hour is intolerably bad. This 20 minutes where it's actually pretty decent, and then after those 20 minutes it turns shit again. The ending is just not good. It doesn't hit any notes at all. You know, the whole ending sequence where they're all in song and dance, it's supposed to pack a huge punch. It doesn't. But yeah, there's some things to actually like about this film, and those are the things that I did enjoy. That 20 minutes in particular was actually very enjoyable. I think the reason why I do like the tap dancing scene so much is you're paying attention to the feet and not anything else. You're not to the fact that it's a man dressed as a CGI cat thing and they're all dancing around and looking all weird and creepy. You kind of just focused on the feet doing the tapping. That was maybe a reason why I liked it so much, you know. And again, when it pans that beautiful shot of London at night time, it kind of gets a bit ruined with all these dancing CGI cats along the train tracks. It's kind of weird, but I'll let them off because it was actually pretty entertaining at that specific point. But overall, the movie has its moments. But guys, that is my opinion on Cats. If you were expecting anything else, I would have been very surprised. This film did have its moments, which I actually quite enjoyed. Like I said, that 20-minute section was actually quite entertaining for me. But it doesn't take away the fact that this film was very mediocre, very bad, a terrible misjudgment, should never have been made. And yeah, it's just not very good. If you want to watch it, I guess you can, but it's not a movie I will ever recommend to anyone, ever, ever, ever. But guys, this has been the Movie Matthew channel. I'll definitely see you next week on my other video. I post every week. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. This has been the Movie Matthew channel, and I will see you next time.